Okay, welcome everyone. Questine here with more World of Warcraft Shadowlands. I am going to be doing Mythic Dungeons, Castle Nathria, hopefully on Heroic. I'll find a pug for it on Heroic, though I'll probably also look to do it on Normal. Still need some loot there, weapons in particular. In fact, I'm going to start with an LFR just to try my luck at getting a weapon, specifically for a Retribution. That's what I really want from Nathria on Normal. That's one of the main things. Outside of that, it would honestly just be Stone Legion Generals and the Nathrias that I'd care about, and a couple of others. Like, I really don't need loot from Nathria. I'm 208. And many of the items that do drop in Nathria aren't that great, really, for me personally. So, yeah, I'm pretty much at a pretty good solid space with my Paladin. So, yeah, just gonna wait for Raidfinder to get me a group, and then I'll keep going looking for stuff. I do have a Keystone for Mists of Tyrannosai, 13 level Keystone that I'm hopefully gonna be doing. Okay, so going to go in Nathria. Okay. Well, that's all very interesting. So, all right. So this one's gone. We got Bullet Council, I'm guessing. The issue is I might actually know. I don't want Kalfas. Do I need Artificer? Yeah, I actually do. So, change for. I mean, that's kind of the problem, though, right? Well, he's at least here, so that's good. Why did it put me there? Did they wipe? Yeah, they did wipe, actually. Okay, Artificer. So I guess Artificer is that one boss that people are going to be wiping on Raidfinder. Now, what's interesting is consumable prices have dropped like a fucking rock. Now that the holidays season are over. I guess there's a lot more people farming right now, a lot more people doing stuff. So it's like, before actually flasking up using everything for every raid was actually kind of a bit of a challenge, especially given the gold you would have had to spend on legendaries. But now, everything seems to have fallen off a cliff, which is good for me. Now, Artificer, boss needs to be tanked where you are. Where are you? So I'm guessing. Alright, ready, check. Let's get this fucking show on the road. I can't be arsed waiting with this. DBM pull. Gonna do a 10-second DBM pull timer. If someone's AFK, I can't be arsed giving a crap. Yep. So.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Wonderful. I have been hoping to test these relics on live targets.
Are there seriously people that can't do Artificer? I mean, I get it, there's some stuff here in this fight that are really hard for certain people, the portal placement. And actually staying alive can be tricky. Maybe this is one of those bosses where actually doing the mechanics... I mean, this is easily a LFR unfriendly boss in many ways, isn't it? Bargain with Destiny. Okay. Can you actually not be a Pepega and fucking taunt properly? Alright. No need to be rude. Let's do this. Alright, good thing is...
You cannot bargain with death.
Dude. I'm like, do you just want to wipe the entire raid? Probably. Maybe he does.
The anticipation to use this relic is killing me. Though it will more likely kill you. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. Together. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed. Die together. Mind your step. I hope this wondrous item is as lethal as it looks. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. The warp beckons. You cannot bargain with death. Mind your step. The warp beckons. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind your step. The warp beckons. Destruction is guaranteed. This exchange has no further value. Consider our business concluded. For now.
Ah, greed. Truly one of the most malignant of all sins. Come, mortals. It is time to rid Revendreth of a haughty band of nobles that stand between us and Nathrius.
Yeah, I am not doing that. Council of Blood and a Pug. Anyone up for that? I think I'll take a hard pass. Thank you very much. I did the one boss I actually needed, which is... let's see. So what I want is hungering. Like, I could actually use this boss because the neck here is pretty solid. Compared to what I have. But really, what I want is just this one, really. This particular wing. So I want Hungering Destroyer. Alright, and if I were to get just Hungering, that would be sweet. Because everything else is not something I actually really need. Okay, I'm going to just disenchant that particular one. Disenchant that, since I already have it. And of a higher item level. Thermal Crystal. Hey, just waiting to get in. Probably fresh by the looks of it, yeah.
It was too easy to breach the castle doors. Our former master is daring us to venture deeper into his stronghold.
He knows time is against us. With every passing moment, the jailer's power grows. The flow of anima into the maw must be stopped.
Be on your guard, mortals. Nathrius has the advantage here. He will use all his guile to thwart us.
kennels house the Master's hunting pack. He keeps the beasts starved for flesh. Put an end to the Hound Master's cruelty.
The Hound!
So we can advance to the lower levels of the castle.
I can smell your fear! Margot, to me!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hunt begins! I have enough votes for everyone. Margot, make them bleed. This boat has your name on it. I have enough boats for everyone. Margot, make them bleed. Nothing escapes my sights. Your deaths will not be as quick. Barghast, come! Nothing escapes my sights. Barghast, rend their souls. This boat has your name on it. I have enough boats, but my hounds feed well today. Nothing escapes my sight. Barghast, rend their souls. This boat has your name on it. have enough bones for everyone. Acutus, Shutterbones! This boat has your name on it. Acutus, Shutterbones! Nothing escapes my sight. Acutus, Shutterbones! I have enough bones for everyone. This boat has your name on it. Acutus, Shutterbones! Nothing escapes my sight. Acutus, Shutterbones! Rush us! No! This boat has your name on it. This boat has your name on it. You are the Alpha.
All right,
Fitting ends
hunkering
to
now.
the rich.
Let's get that done.
The passage is down here, mortals.
The way ahead will be fraught with danger, but we must reach those anima stores.
Devourer. Here. The largest of its kind I have seen.
The beast seeks to sate its endless hunger upon the stores of anima below. Dispatch this creature before it grows even stronger.
Alright. Just the trash and then the hungering. Okay. Let's see how we handle this. Seems to me pug quality has really gone down by a lot lately. Or at least maybe it's just this week. I don't know. Hard to say. If I were to speculate, I would guess it's because no more holiday season, so.
Five, 4, 3,
Okay.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
No, LFR quality. Like, actually, it was like the week it was released, LFR was actually quite smooth, easy, and it's not the problem. I was a bit surprised.
2.
Yes, actual decent raiders don't give a crap about it anymore, so
2, 1.
3, 2.
I mean, I'm only here because of a particular weapon. I just want this. Once I get it, I will not give a crap about
3, 2, 1.
about it anymore.
3, 2, 1.
Well, a lot, at least about these wings. Wing that is gonna get released soon enough. That's a different discussion altogether. We're not wiping, at least. Though that's really not, because people are playing properly. You can be damn certain that they're not doing that.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, 50%.
3, 2, 1.
Before consumption.
Three, two, one.
What to expect?
2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
The tank is not gonna talk.
3, 2.
Such is the way of things in WoW. Guilds collapse. It is admittedly hard to find a stable guild in WoW.
1.
3, 2.
Or to find a guild you're completely happy with. I've rarely been in that situation. Well, there was actually one guild that I played with over the last couple of years that was pretty happy in. It was a vanilla guild on a private realm, run by a pretty decent fellow, decent tanks, decent people. Had a lot of fun. And it was like when I started playing WoW again, after a massive hiatus. And I still hold, like, it wasn't the best of guilds, but I have to say that the way a lot of people acted in that guild is... Okay, there we go.
Well done, mortals. The
And Anima,
storms
I'm
lie
done.
ahead.
That's that. Okay. Yeah, such as... There's not enough guilds. I mean, this is actually the problem with what Blizzard is doing. There's no real incentive. I mean, why bother being part of a guild when you can just genuinely raid on your own, really? What's the value, really? I'm gonna try and find a group. Probably just waiting for TBC. I mean, retail is certainly
Which boss is sent you?
got quite a few issues. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so Huntsman Heroic is gonna be the play right now. That's the name of the game. So I am just... Hold on a second. So I'm gonna spend my time trying to do Castle Nathria Heroic. Just gonna rename that stream. Okay. Right. So that's what I'm gonna try and do right now. I'll rename the stream depending on what I'm doing. Seems like to be the play. YouTube may not appreciate it though. Anyway, so Shadow Core Oil, Flask, and I'll use the food buff once I actually get to the boss.
The kennels house the master's hunting pack. He keeps the beasts starved for flesh. Put an end to the Hound Master's cruelty.
Release!
So we can advance to the lower
Hound!
levels of the castle.
You know, the one thing I don't get is, like, why would you want to string it? I mean, Verma, okay. I mean, it's useful, but I'm dead. Anyway. It's whatever. It's fine. So, it can be useful in some situations, but you need someone to actually use it with. So, regardless, I mean, the neck that this guy drops is infinitely more useful. So I'm just gonna stick with Retribution. The goal, so that's gonna be 1. So I wanna get Hungering, I wanna get Huntsman. Yeah, and that is why I didn't use food right there before we engaged in combat.
How do you do?
Right. Oh, speaking about stuff. You know, for someone like myself who's played Paladin for so many years, I have to say I've never given much of a care for Retribution or Holy. I really don't like those either of playstyle. Like, the issue with Retribution Paladin, I just don't like two-handers in World of Warcraft. I really don't. I don't like the way the class plays. It's kind of hilarious because I've actually played a lot of Retribution. I've played for like, what, close to a year of Retribution and Cataclysm as a main spec Retribution, and I got really the hang of it, but it's just kind of awkward. I'm a bigger fan of like dual wielding or a bigger fan of Warrior when it comes to melee DPS. Much bigger fan of Warrior. Like if there was a class I'd play for melee DPS, it would certainly be Warrior. Probably Fury. Or Demon Hunter.
Hello.
Like that's what I do. It's just kind of an awkward thing for me to do it. I just don't enjoy it, to be honest. Though maybe it's because I'm so used to playing protection solo. Yeah. Rafty case. Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm so used to the protection playstyle and the combo points and the way you handle those combo points as protection, that it's kind of a jarring experience to deal with two-hander. Also, Blood Elves look like shit with a two-hander. I mean, they already have an issue with the shield. I mean, they look fine with the shield. That's not the problem. The issue is this right. This animation has been the bane of my existence as a Blood Elf Paladin player since TBC. Like, it's like, how are you holding your shield up? You're not. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. But, I mean, for the most part, it just works, right? The casting animations are nice, all that. The two-hander animation on Blood Elf female, though, is awful, and there are no Blood Elf males, so... I remember when TBC Retail came out that initially, when I made the Blood Elf, I made it male. And then I quickly realized, yeah. Well, I'll take an orc. Okay, we wipe. Apparently.
Nothing escapes my sight.
What the fuck was that? Right. Like, genuinely, I like orc male animations. I really do. I mean, I like them. I mean, the one odd thing about orc males is that their shield animation may not necessarily be the best. There are certainly some that are better, but like overall, orc males especially now certainly look great. I mean, look at that giant weapon. Doesn't that look like an awesome warrior? Why, I believe it does look like an awesome warrior. And that's a two-hander DPS. That's how it should look. That's how it should feel. I mean, I have a bone to pick with a lot of protection warriors. Call it a bad experience from TBC Retail, but oh yeah, Tauren is legit. And I play Tauren, like this actual character that I have right here. Started out as a Tauren. Now, I should have really changed the name when I did the race change to Blood Elf, but it started as Tauren. Now, the problem with Tauren Paladins. Tauren Paladins look fucking awful. And when I say look awful, I'm not even talking about like the way the armor looks on them. That's not actually the problem. The issue with Tauren Paladins is the animations are really sketchy when you're thinking about how the animations work for a Paladin. Or how they used to work. Not really anymore these days, but the way animations used to work for Tauren Paladins is you had a lot of casting animations, which would put your shield on the back. Because the casting animation is like hands in front for for Taurens. Now the problem when you have, especially when you have a big shield. Like Blood Elves also have that issue, undeniably so. It is an issue. Wow, this DPS is fucking amazing, by the way. Now the issue for Taurens is like when you have a big shield, it is a pretty jarring experience to be dealing with that constantly. I've always disliked, like ever since I started playing, a Paladin, I've always disliked that particular animation. But it is probably a lot worse as a Tauren. Also, it's just a meme, right? The one thing I regret is that what are you doing, dude? I think
Rend their souls.
Okay. Right. Well, should be fine, I hope.
This boat has your name on it.
I wish I had the cooldown there. Fuck the tabards, who gives a crap, right? Please tell me you're gonna manage that. Please tell me you're gonna manage that. I might die here. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
Rend their souls. This boat.
AoE? Bloody hell, guys. Fuck me. CC, guys. Alright.
Another successful hunt.
Stick with me. You know him.
Allow me to help.
Anyway. Now that right there was a Pepega thing from me, because I should have personally taken the boss in phase 2. I feel like it's easier for a Paladin to deal with the boss. You do have quite a bit of sales, healing, and all that. It's probably an easier and a better play for a Paladin to take the boss. At least personal view on the matter.
The hunt begins.
Okay.
I have enough boats for everyone.
Alright. Like, Paladin is absolutely the play in phase 1, especially Curian.
Make them bleed.
Like on this particular dog, if you don't have a Paladin on the dog, you're just kind of like being a hard troll. Healing is a bit sketchy, I gotta say.
I have enough boats for
That's fine.
Margot, make them bleed. Nothing escapes my. Your deaths will not be as. Vargas, come. I have enough boats for everyone.
Are you designing the boats from your ass?
Vargas, rend their souls.
Okay. So that's the first ghost. I'll use a cooldown whenever I get low, not necessarily.
This boat has your name on it.
Now this is one of those instances where, as a tank, I really like when the boss is actually using an ability, because it really helps keep me alive.
I have enough boats for everyone.
Unless he's shooting at me on my area. But he shouldn't really. He should be shooting at the raid. Like, no one should be... What is that warrior doing?
Nothing escapes my sights. Vargast, rend their souls. This boat has your name.
But yeah, when he's doing this in particular, he's not actually damaging the tank. So that is very good for me.
My favorite.
Okay.
Acutus, here, now.
Now comes the hard part. Okay.
Nothing escapes my sights.
I had to lay on hands that one. That's fine.
Acutus, Shutterbones.
Get the shades, boys and girls.
This boat has your name.
Now, ideally, I think you would time movement.
My pets will enjoy. Acutus, Shutterbones.
Yep. Alright, boss is getting lower. Well, we're actually gonna kill Huntsman here. Imagine a clean, well, relatively.
Nothing escapes my sights. Acutus, Shutterbones. I have enough boats for everyone. Acutus,
You know, I am playing on one for that exact purpose, but I'm also kind of burning myself out doing it, so make of that whatever you will. It can be.
your deaths will not be as quick.
It can be if you want to learn a couple of things, but at the same time, private servers are absolutely horrible for many reasons. Now, I'm doing it because, and I'm gonna get away with it because, one, I've played on top Classic Guild 2. I've played retail TBC. Free. I've led the guild on such a server, so I have an idea of what to expect. Woo, sweet baby loot. That is genuinely good. I am very happy.
A fitting end to that wretch.
The passage is down here, mortals.
The way ahead will be fraught with danger, but we must reach those anima stores.
Maybe a beta would be better for that. Some public beta would be better for that, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, this is these gloves are a genuine upgrade in every way that matter. They have leech, which is great, I guess, somewhat. The important thing is, and I'm still, by the way, shocked when I see DPS. Like, let me just actually check the eye level of this particular group. No, it's not extraordinary. The eye level is okay, it's decent, it's reasonable, but it's not like, oh. It's so weird, because I see so many DPS in a lot of the runs that I do. I see so many DPS that fail hard at doing any decent damage. And then you get DPS, similar eye level, like similar gear. Maybe some trinkets are different, fair enough, right? You know, maybe some people get their best in slot trinkets, but I refuse to believe that it's really the trinkets that some people have that's making the difference. Some people are just playing badly. Some are not. So.
A devourer. Here. The largest of its kind I have seen.
The beasts.
Okay, I'm going to want to make maybe some talent changes over here. You know what? I actually don't. I'm gonna keep the current talents that I have. Some changes might be useful, but I'm not gonna waste my owl cooldown on that. Not yet, that anyway. Alright. You know what I'm excited about? I'll say it honestly. I'm excited about the League of Legends MMO. I mean, Ashes of Creation, okay, there's a lot of things I like on a conceptual level, but I'm like, there's an MMO made by Ghostcrawler and then there's an MMO not made by Ghostcrawler. I know which one I'm gonna put my money on not actually being shit. MMOs are really hard to get by, but the one thing I would say, like right now, yeah, obviously I'm excited about TBC Classic, but I am not excited necessarily about the future. I like Shadowlands, I do, but there's a lot of things that turn me off from retail WoW. I'm really interested, though, in Ashes of Creation, seeing how that plays out. The problem I have with Ashes of Creation is that the development team seems to be... they seem to have gotten some of the wrong lessons from some previous MMOs, but maybe it's just what I'm looking for in an MMO versus what they're trying to do. It's a, you know, different desires. Like, I do want an MMO that's focused on the raiding experience, the social experience. And here's the problem that I have. Like, I can understand... Dungeon Finder is not the problem in RAF. Believe me when I say that Dungeon Finder is not the issue. It is part of the problem that we see on retail, or we create that part of the problem we see in retail. in that you suddenly removed a lot of the social aspect. But the social aspect is not just made by a dungeon finder or not having it in. Because, for instance, right now in retail, we don't have a dungeon finder for Mythic dungeons, right? We just have a tab or raiding or, raiding actual things that matter. You don't have a dungeon finder. You don't have it for Mythic pluses. You just, find a group of people. Maybe the cross-server thing really screws things up, but I wouldn't mind necessarily, like, I don't think sharding or anything like that is what's the problem. I think the issue with Wrath inherently is you have a design philosophy where large portions of the game, and this still exists on retail, large portions of the game, be it leveling or dungeons on both normal and heroic, are a cakewalk. And the problem with that is I don't care about difficulty for difficulty's sake. I actually get very irritated when I see that. But if you have a situation in World of Warcraft, and you do that in normal dungeons, and leveling, and heroic dungeons, in a lot of things, right? If you have that situation, then you're going to get a lot of people at the high level that don't know how to play the game on any level. They won't know how to do any kind of decent DPS. They won't know how to avoid mechanics. They won't know how to interrupt at all. Like, we're literally doing the same dungeons. Think on this with regards to Mythic dungeons. We are literally doing the same dungeons that have that don't have mostly the same mechanics that we were on leveling. Now, sure, there's some things added in on Mythic, on Mythic that aren't in on normal and heroic. Sure, some mechanics change, but it's not night and day. But what I see over and over and over and over again in Mythic Plus is people failing the most basic of stuff. Like, I'm not even talking about those new flashing mechanics. I'm talking here interrupts, movement, to avoid obvious AoE. So that's the thing that really gets to me. And I think the reason that exists far more so in retail than it ever did in vanilla or in TBC, even on vanilla private servers or classic or on TBC private servers, the reason it exists is the way you do dungeons while leveling is a brainless affair on retail or anything post-Wrath of the Lich King. Whereas in vanilla and in TBC, you have to care. You have to care to interrupt in TBC. You have to care to CC. You have to care about the mechanics. Yes, they're more simple, but you actually have to give a shit about what's going on. And that is great because it, one, pushes people to be cooperative instead of being aggressive towards each other, toxic towards each other. There's a level of toxicity in every expansion post-Wrath of the Lich King that you just don't see in vanilla and TBC. And that's absolutely true. I'm not saying there isn't toxicity in vanilla. Absolutely there is, but it's very different. Like, in everything post-Wrath, people are very aggressive, insulting towards each other. Like, if you enter a dungeon and you don't know everything, people will literally spit in your face. Like, if you were sitting next to a person, they would literally punch the fuck out of you. In that kind of situation. That's just how it goes. That's how, that's the legacy of Wrath of the Lich King. It's the expansion that created that. It's the expansion that created eye level, gear score. It was gear score, Blizzard used eye level, because it was based on eye level. Your gear score was your item level. Blizzard just preferred the more simpler approach. And then that eventually morphed into Raider IO, so that's one problem. So, and you have an entire game now on retail, and you can't really play it otherwise. That's the problem. You're trying to play it otherwise, even on things that you might think are basic, right? Let's say I do a dungeon, and I know as a tank that, okay, there is this situation, there's this boss where a mechanic, where we have to avoid the mechanic in some way. Now, the good thing to do, the sensible thing to do if you actually care to complete the dungeon instead of just being a toxic asshat, is to explain that. Here's the problem. And this is more so an issue in raiding than in dungeons, but to also affect dungeons. Everyone is in full Zerg mode. No one cares for any time to explanation. No one has the patience. No one has desire. And what ends up happening, people will literally leave. Or people will pull mobs, or people will just shout at you, go, go, go. as if their life depended on it. It's such a Zerg mentality that it's actually very detrimental, but that's understandable. Why that Zerg mentality exists is because so much of the game does favor it, and that is inherently the issue with the way the game is played right now on retail. Versus the way it was played back in vanilla. And what's really interesting to me, now over the years, one of the things I saw, one of the comments that was really popular from a lot of people is the idea that, oh, the community has changed. What's really shocking, and you can see this to an extent in Classic, that if you make a game that's based around certain principles, right? Certain principles of gameplay. If you make a game like that, be it vanilla or TBC, the community, even today, players even today will still play vanilla in much the same way as people did back then, at least from a social level experience. And that is actually very, very important to understand. Whereas, and people will play Wrath much the same way as they did back in the day. So it's not the thing like, oh, the player base has changed. Sure, there's been adjustments in the gaming community, the way people play games overall, right? There are adjustments in respect to that. Undeniably true. But the way a game is designed still matters a lot more than some people might believe. And I'm dead because no heals. So, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's a one.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Not entirely surprising. Should have saved the cooldown there, really. So it is a question of game philosophy. One of the top people in Blizzard working on WoW genuinely quit the company because the game that they're creating is no longer built around the idea of fostering community. And that's something he realized after Classic came out, that was a pretty major issue with the game he was working on. So, just an idea. Anyway, wipe hungering, not...
You a builder or a breaker?
Alright, so wipe. Alright, boss time. Just waiting for, well, Shaman, by the looks of it. Okay. Let's do it. Is he AFK? Is he AFK? Hell of a time to go AFK. Okay, we're going.
Three, two, one.
2, 1.
Three, two, one.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Three,
Why is it with the what's with these tanks that can't handle a fucking taunt properly unless bloody DPM tells them to? That is genuinely so fucking irritating.
2, 1.
I'll taunt. The play here.
two,
What are we doing, dude?
2, 1.
He fucking taunts then. Yeah, fuck me, idiot. That's just so Pepega right there. Why the hell would you move anyway?
three,
This is not good.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, the boss is probably gonna die. That's not the problem.
2, 1.
The problem is I might not survive this. That's fine though.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Ah, fuck me, that's so shit though. Okay, so I'll explain what's going on. Right, so the boss gains stacks. Whenever he hits you as a tank, the boss gains stacks.
1.
Those stacks
1.
increase the damage he does to you as a tank. Now, what's the problem? Ooh.
3, 2.
Now, the problem with that is, now he has an ability called Overwhelm. Pretty high damage tank ability, right?
3, 2,
The problem is DBM is set up to tell you to taunt whenever he's doing Overwhelm. Now, that's not a bad idea in itself, right?
3, 2.
The issue is when tanks are only taunting, and this is like a player issue. So DBM, that's what DBM does. The issue is, however, he doesn't, there are portions of the fight, specifically when he's doing that AoE, those circles, the small circles around each person that grow larger depending on your HP. The issue is, during that particular phase, he still hits you for melee attacks, so he's still gaining stacks. So you can gain up to 6 stacks during that particular phase, and then do overwhelm. That overwhelm is going to kill you. Now, what a lot of tanks do badly is they only taunt when DBM tells them. And they don't taunt if DBM doesn't tell them, because they don't pay attention to the number of stacks the boss has. That's actually what can get you killed very quickly as a tank here.
Here, mortals. I know a passage that leads back to the antechamber. Stoneborn were permitted to use such routes to see to our master's demands. The debaucheries I have witnessed.
Or for instance, in this particular case, this mob right here, one of these mobs at any. Okay. Now I made the point to actually tell this demon hunter, since we are actually in a pretty decent raid overall, I made the point to tell this demon hunter, who's our quote-unquote raid leader, to pay attention here. You can't just taunt blindly as a tank, or you can't just refuse to taunt because an add-on that you have is not telling you. That's a recipe for disaster right there. It's actually why I almost died. You can play around it if you have gear, and I certainly have the gear and cooldowns to survive it, but so much stress. And why? Just because you can't pay attention to how many stacks the boss has? That is absolutely the wrong play. The lesson I'm gonna take from this is whenever I get to hungering, doesn't matter if it's normal, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? We're 200 high level, we're gonna smash normal. If I go in a group with 200 higher level. But on heroic, it does actually matter, and on mythic, if I ever get to that point, it does really matter.
Surely even a sycophant like you can see that.
What I see is a bold new future about to unfold. A future with no place for traitors like you!
Okay, so, I'm really wondering if we're gonna manage to... How far we're gonna manage? Well, if we kill Council...
Welcome, friend.
The way I'm seeing it is we can absolutely get Kale down, we can get Artificer, that might be a bit tricky, but we have the DP. And we can give Council a good solid go. That would be a pretty good play. After that, it's a big question. I don't think... The Nathria is a pretty tricky boss, apparently, on Heroic for a lot of people. Like, not that many people have actually killed him on Heroic. There are people who have done the first boss on Mythic and not killed the Nathria on Heroic, so... I guess it remains to be seen how that is going to play out. So, yeah. Sludge Fist might be an absolute nightmare, but Sludge Fist is a DPS concern anyway. And a healing one, but, you know, it's one of those things as a tank, you just want to hope. I am going to keep my current talents until we get to Sludge Fist. I might even keep them on Sludge Fist, because although Unbreakable Spirit would be great for him, Cavalry is still pretty solid. Though Divine Purpose might serve me better there. I don't know, it's a tricky one. Okay. So, Nerva, the Raid Destroyer, because doing a couple of simple, easy mechanics is beyond the comprehension of an enormous number of people that play World of Warcraft. And, you know, I want to be nice, but this is WoW, and this is a pug. Niceties don't exist. I think that's actually the worst part about retail World of Warcraft, is that if you have the idea of politeness, niceties, treating others with respect, and actually trying to form a cohesive raid team, even in a pug, you can't do it. Like in vanilla, there are some pretty cohesive pugs right there that have been built over hard work. They're more or less acting like guilds. If you try and do that, you're just wasting your time. That's just how it feels like, really. Anyway, let's see. So, Nerva, pretty brain-dead affair for me as a tank. Actual effort for other people, though, seriously. It's like, ooh, I have to form a triangle with these orbs. It's very, very difficult, everyone. 10 out of 10 mechanic in terms of actual raid difficulty. Hardest thing ever invented in the history of World of Warcraft. Hint, it's not. Anyway, let's get to it.
Destruction reigns! I would enjoy wrenching the sin from you.
Four, three.
Someone call the police. People are doing a Nerva properly. We'll see about that one. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. So Nerva Heroic spawns 2 ads. How did you guys even die? What the hell?
I would enjoy wrenching the sin from you.
That's a interesting situation. Well, I guess a lot of... You know how it feels to me?
The ground shatters.
It genuinely feels to me that when we're thinking about like heroic, like Huntsman and Nerva, like there are just deliberate mechanics to prevent people from just steamrolling these bosses, which is fine. Which is all well and fine. Please move. Please fucking move.
I would enjoy wrenching the sin from you. Traitorous scum.
Well, some people messed that one up. Yep, that's a wipe, boys and girls. Sad. Sad.
I will crush your heart.
Well, 56% first to Nerva. I remember the first time I came on this boss on normal.
Your anima.
It was a lot worse. Then I ended up, oh my gosh. We wiped the jars. Are you fucking kidding me?
4, 3,
The anima.
2,
Traitorous
1.
I mean, yeah, people didn't bring the bats, the boss, etc. Whatever, right?
I'm always getting bigger. How you all doing?
The Stoneborn were permitted to use such routes to see to our master's demands. The debaucheries I have witnessed.
Well, do I enjoy Nathria? Yes, I do enjoy Nathria. I think it's a pretty good raid. I think it has some really nice mechanics, an interesting, a very good atmosphere. It's really fucking huge. Now, and I feel like this is an influence from Classic, because Classic has some really, really huge raids, right?
people starve outside the castle walls, yet these loyalists indulge their avarice.
As they dance and feast, the jailer amasses an army to destroy the Shadowlands. The fools deserve their fate for believing the lies of Nathria.
Many valuable weapons adorn these halls. Let us liberate them from the grasp of these aristocrats.
Alright, let's get going. Go for the mirror.
This mirror should prove useful for helping you move throughout the castle, mortals.
All right. Oh, that's weird. Some people are opening the mirror, some people are rip. Alright, let's get that mirror.
Nathria keeps his most potent souls in this chamber. He fuels their darkest instincts, forging them into weapons to turn upon his enemies.
Once I break these bonds, you will be the first to burn! Wrath is your most potent sin, Sunstrider. It will serve us well.
This one's pride and arrogance are legendary. Come, let us deprive Nathria of his prize.
Alright, that's done. Good. Kale now. Well, I don't know which one is gonna come out first, so no comment right now on that. Not sure if I'm interested in Wrath again. The only reason I do it is for the sake of the guild, because I enjoy playing with the people I am playing with in TPC right now. I guess it depends, really. Wrath is Wrath. It's got a lot of issues. Anyway. I could just decide to go full on Shadowlands, really. Raid Mythic on that. I've done Wrath. I'm not necessarily interested. Might be something worth trying out, but we'll see.
I'm gonna light you up, sweetie. Stop them! All right. Who ordered up an extra large can of whoop ass?
Sunstrider belongs to us.
So,
Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them.
save me.
Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. More of those fools seek to hinder us. Do not allow them to interfere.
My rage burns like 1,000 suns! Fire consume you! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Fire consume you! Surely you can do better! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Consume you! Surely I've got you right where I want you do better! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Follow me, Nasha! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Follow me, Nasha! Surely you shall all be engulfed in flame! Follow me, Nasha! You must be joking! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Follow me, Nasha! Surely you can. You shall all be engulfed in flame! Fire consume you! My power! Surely you can traitor! Be engulfed in flame! You must be joking! Fire consume you! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Follow me, Nasha! You must be joking!
Like if someone's left died to see the realms you've seen.
All right. Let's get going. Okay. Let's do it.
Renithal's traitors! Gods, stop them!
Okay.
Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. More of those fools seek to hinder us. Do not allow them to interfere. More of those fools seek to hinder us. Do not allow them to interfere. Additional guards are en route. Ensure that their deaths are swift.
My rage burns like 1,000 suns! Rise from the ashes! Fire consume you! You shall all be engulfed in flame! I can feel my strength returning! Fire consume you! You shall all be engulfed in flame! I am not finished! Let me be free!
Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Additional guards are en route. Ensure that their deaths are swift. More of those fools seek to hinder us. Do not allow them to interfere. Additional guards are en route. Ensure that their deaths are swift. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose
Feel
of
my
them.
strength returning!
Additional guards are en route. Ensure that their deaths are swift. interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. Another interruption from the castle guard. Dispose of them. More of those fools seek to hinder us. Do not allow them to interfere.
My rage burns like 1,000 suns! By the power of the sun! Fire consume you! You shall all be engulfed in flame! Sure, follow me, you can do better! I am not finished. Let me be free!
Kerthos Sunstrider, you are free from the Sire's tyranny, but you cannot escape your own deeds. Come with me, and I will help you find atonement.
I am tired of being used as a pawn by others. Will your help allow me to claim vengeance?
You have so much to learn.
Take this soul away and aid him, accuser.
Well, this is certainly gonna be... That was certainly... crazy. It was messy, but that's because people, instead of killing the ads, that went hard nuking the boss. But, not bad to BH. Okay, let's see. What eye level are you, by the way, KJ? Care to let me know on that? Anyway, just gonna check some stuff here. 358. Okay. Right. All going pretty well. So, Artificer! Artificer time.
Interesting. Fighting has drawn the guards away.
Fighting has drawn the guards away. Literally, the guards are at the door.
From across the Shadowlands. Yet how do I test their authenticity?
Remember, guys, the guards are drawn away. Literally fighting the guards.
These brokers are a greedy lot. Do not let such potent weapons fall into their hands. All right. Of course he's balanced. Anyway. Just waiting to get going. Gonna get the file. Gonna keep my talents. Might change them for a Nerva. Might not change them for a Nerva.
Yoo-hoo! A steward's job is never done.
Alright, just one more healer and we can get going.
And what can this humble fallen prince do for you today?
Alright, let's get going. Last time. Well, let's see how Artificer is now. Alright, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let the fun begin.
Wonderful. I have been hoping to test these relics on live targets.
Where? All right.
Mind your step. Let us see if the legends of this relic are true. You cannot bargain with death. Together. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind your step. Infinite armies are mine to command. The anticipation to use this relic is killing me. Though it will more likely kill you.
Apparently we're thanking him in that situation.
Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed.
Oh. Bye. That was a seed.
Marvelous! Die together. You cannot bargain with death. Mind your to die is your only value. Oi! When you get out,
What the hell was he thinking? I really don't get that. Well, obviously that was quick. It's like... Ugh. I don't think it's much to ask for some basic... Like, if this was like week 1, or, you know, we were playing on normal and we were just starting the raid, okay, I accept that, but can tanks have any fucking awareness in any of the Nathria groups that I fucking join? Holy shit. Like, you know, people say, you know, as a tank, I've been on the receiving end of a lot of fucking criticism, but sometimes you really understand why people are so toxic towards tanks when they do crap like this. This is a happy example in a way. Alright, anyway, Artificer. Second try. I'm tempted to potentially stay for longer, but we'll see.
Wonderful! I have been hoping to test these relics on live targets. Mind your step! Let us see if the legends of this relic are true. You cannot bargain with death. The warp beckons. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. Infinite armies are mine to command. The anticipation to use this relic is killing me, though it will more likely kill you. Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed. The warp beckons. Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed. Destruction is guaranteed. Die together. Mind your marvelous. I hope this wondrous item is as lethal as it looks. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. The warp beckons. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind your step. To die is your only value. Die together. You cannot bargain with death. To die is your only value. Mind your step. To die is your only value. You cannot bargain with death. Marvelous!
Which boss has sent you?
All right, let's get the show on the road. Get done.
Wonderful! I have been hoping to test these relics on live targets. Mind your step! Let us see if the legends of this relic are true. Destruction is guaranteed. Die together. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. Infinite armies are mine to command. The anticipation to use this relic is killing me, though it will more likely kill you. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. Die together. You cannot bargain with death. Mind to die is your own. only value. To die is your only value.
Like if someone's left eye to see the roses.
Alright. Let's do it. Might be the final try I give this damn boss.
Wonderful. I have been hoping to test these relics on live targets. Mind your step. Let us see if the legends of this relic are true. Destruction is guaranteed.
Right, that's
The warp beckons. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death.
He's going.
Infinite armies are mine to command. The anticipation to use this relic is killing me. Though it will more likely kill you. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death.
Yeah, that was an issue.
Die together. Destruction is guaranteed. Mind to die is your only value.
Well.
You cannot bargain with death. The warp beckons. Mind your step. You cannot bargain with death. I hope this wondrous item is as lethal as it looks. To die is your only value. Mind your step. Destruction is guaranteed. Die together. You cannot bargain with death. Mind your step. Together. Destruction is guaranteed. Marvelous! Mind your step. To die is your only value. Destruction. You cannot bargain with death. To die is your only value.
Stick with me. You know him. I know Rebel.
All right. Well, that's that raid. Unfortunate. To be fair, you know, killing 4 bosses in Nathria Heroic is pretty decent, all things considered. But yeah, that Artificer, Nerva, Council, yeah, those are the kind of bosses that you expect there to be issues for. So yeah, that's it for now. Hope you all enjoyed. Costin here, signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and enable notifications, and stay tuned for more. Later tonight, got Burning Crusade to deal with, Tier 5, farming, all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, well, tomorrow, more Nathria, Mythic Pluses, and Torghast. Stay tuned.